Hello everybody, thank you for stopping by. In today's video we will finally start to work on an item that has been on our checklist for some time now. I'm talking about our first city park decoration and development. Now that the city is rolling in cash, we should definitely give our citizens a worthy place for them to go and relax. I'm very excited to start this, especially since I know we'll be working on a sloped terrain. I anticipate we will perhaps encounter some challenges, but I don't think there's anything that we can't really overcome. So first things first, I will be planning on actually placing a chessboard. I do believe I have that asset unlocked. Yes, there it is. And before I do that, let's go ahead and perhaps place some paths so that we can, maybe square it off or something. Start having that particular general thought of where everything's gonna start going, right? So you can't start running without first walking, right? So yeah, we'll just take this organically as we go. I don't really have a specific plan in mind. I'll just be building as I go, and perhaps I'll get inspired and get a masterpiece by the time that the park is done. So yeah, that would be very, very cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and enclose this chessboard all around and maybe have some sort of interesting features. So obviously, since we have Move It, we have the luxury of actually, tweaking stuff around. Okay, so I do believe that this turned out great. I really like how in the back we didn't fully flatten the terrain, and this caused for us to have like some sort of bridge. I do believe that that's kind of like an interesting mistake, you could call it. I didn't plan it. It just turned out like that, and I liked it, so I left it as is. So nice. Since we're in this particular area, let's see what else we can do. So we got the tennis courts there, and perhaps we should, without interrupting the actual terrain too much, start working a path leading towards the north. Maybe curve it a little bit. Let's see how that actually turns out. Yeah, it's not too bad, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna straighten that out. Again, I'm eyeballing all of this. There's no really strict manner of building this. I'm just making sure that it looks good and has some sort of symmetry. So we'll see how that turns out. And evidently now, because on this particular side we will be placing an asset, I will flatten the terrain and make it a little bit easier on us, and we'll see how that turns out. Let's see, what can we place here? Well, a gazebo definitely makes sense here, so let's go ahead and do that. Nice. And yes, I really like this. This is a custom asset that I downloaded from the actual workshop. It's kind of like an upgraded playground for kids. It's really cool. I'm not a kid and I want to play there. Alright, so we're gonna mark down a little path over here, and then we're gonna plan for some stuff to be built down up there as well. So it's the corner of the park, so it definitely has some sort of special mention for that in the future. So in the meantime, what we will be doing is checking what else we can place. I'm thinking about like a place for the kids to go skateboard and rollerblade, those ramps. Yes, I really like it. I do have another one, but it's a little bit more urban since it has like graffiti and stuff, and I have nothing against graffiti, but in this particular park I don't believe that would be the necessary fit. So yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna enclose this little paths over here. Let's see, where are you going to take me, Mr. Path? Nice. Okay, very good, very good. And that naturally just goes there. Very cool, very cool. Okay, and then I should perhaps enclose that as well, right? Have that, yeah, why not? let's give it a go. Okay. I have a cool idea. In this little narrow section, maybe have a dirt path that could be intended for maybe bikes or just, you know, a change of scenery. And we'll have that surrounded by trees, and yeah, it'll look pretty cool. You know, that idea just popped in my head, so we'll definitely go with that, right? Now, going back to this little section over here. Wow, it's nighttime, guys. All right, and hey, the city looks fantastic during the night. I think any city, regardless of the stage, looks pretty cool. Look at that skyline, guys, with that, you know, that sky, that horizon, that red horizon as the sun is setting down. It's pretty cool. Now, we will definitely change the name. Fawn Park shall not be called Fawn Park. We will be doing the same thing as we actually, you know, we usually do. We went to Founder Square, picked the house. It was Sycamore House, ergo Sycamore Park. So welcome to Sycamore Park, guys. Okay, then, going back to the little idea that I had, right? So now that this little squiggly path is in the pretty much, I guess, settled and done, we'll start placing trees and have a little bit more of a dense area. And yeah, the idea is that once you walk through this little path, maybe with your dogs, or you know, just walking with your significant other, you'll have a pleasant time, you know, being surrounded by trees and, you know, get away from the bustling city, right? Everybody likes to experience that, especially, you know, if the week was harsh, right? So absolutely. And I imagine that this should, there we go, look at this, guys. Yup, I like it. I really like it. Let's not forget the small details. I do imagine that if you're in first person view going through that little path, yeah, the trees are cool and stuff, but hey, there are normally bushes, right? So let's give them bushes. More bushes, yeah. Look at that, guys. I would love to walk through there. That's pretty cool. Right, so since we're decorating in this vicinity, I feel that this little spot between the chess boards and the tennis courts is a little bit empty, so maybe we can do something about it, right? Maybe have some flowers as well, just at the foot of these little trees, the skinny trees. I forgot what they're called, but you know what? I believe that that's a very common tree, right, to have as decoration. So yeah, let's utilize that. Okay, some flowery beds. I don't want to have like a flower bed box or anything, just have it naturally grow, right? Just like that. Okay, now in this section, I'm thinking of having like a mini food court, right? Or some, you know, some place where perhaps the elderly would go there, you know, go on a bench, read the newspaper. So we're gonna place down some kiosks, some stands, you know, the typical stuff that you may encounter in the big city park, right? Let's see, that's an info booth. We can place that over here towards in this little corner. Yeah, I like that. Okay, there we go. Kiosk placed down. Now we should think about the center. Before we do though, let's prep the area up here in this little higher elevation. We're of course gonna flatten it a little bit. I don't really mind if we have like some sort of cliff near the road or towards the border of the park, you know, it's fine. I don't think it's too much of a big deal. We'll see how we visually fix that at a later time. All right, so I chose this asset because it's yeah, it's different than the others. It's still a plaza, I believe, but it's got some, you know, some kid games in it, and yeah, I like how the concrete has this contrast with the actual path as well, so it's pretty cool. So we'll enclose it again. Oh, gotta fix it. Yeah, and it's slowly but surely starting to turn into a beautiful park. We knew we had potential. We just had to we just had to work on it, right? Okay, a little bit more maybe. Oh gosh. Is it only me that struggles with this type of stuff? Whatever. Okay. All right, so what I'm thinking here is to fix that terrain, that slope, so we can connect the paths. Yeah, we're gonna connect them. Hopefully it's not gonna look too bad. I did do a little bit of grading to the slope, to the terrain, and let's see. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad if I do say so myself. So that's pretty cool. Let's, you know, stick some more bushes in here now. People like to see their bushes, so more bushes to go. All right, who wants more bushes? Okay, now let's place a few trees in between. Maybe we can do some taller pines. Yeah, that's... I dig it. I dig it. Very cool. Okay. All right, so we need a different type of green, because it was pretty much the same shit and I was starting to get lost. You know, I thought that it didn't really have any sort of dimension or anything like that. So yeah, this lighter green should you know, help us with that type of depth. Okay, we can also see what other type of tree we can definitely place in there, right? That's too tall, I think. Yeah. Nah. Definitely not. Nope. Is that it? Do we have no more options? I don't want to retro here. Okay, so going back towards the backside of the kiosks and, you know, the little rest area that we built, we're just gonna cover that cliffside with some foliage, and hopefully it's not gonna look too bad. Yeah, I'm liking how it's turning out, to be honest with you. I can work with it. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely more full, and I appreciate it. Yeah. Plopping a few more trees down there. Let's get more variety. What is this? Oh, nice. I hadn't seen that. That's a really nice tree. That's a big oak. Nice. All right then, so going back towards the middle of this little rest area, I'm just gonna fill it in with gravel and place a few picnic tables in between. We already have benches on the path, so, you know, people can sit there if they want, but we definitely want to give them an area for them to for our citizens to have something to eat, right? Perhaps I'm exaggerating with the amount of tables that I'm putting in, but I don't care. Yeah, I like it. I definitely like it. The more the better, right? And let's give them some shade because we are not mean, right? I have a few pergolas here and there. Let's see how that looks. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so towards the back of this little castle playground kind of thingy, we're gonna do a path. We're gonna connect it towards the backside, and we love it. So let's finish enclosing, you know, this area with more trees, more foliage, so on and so forth, to kind of have like some sense of privacy. All right. That was a lot of green. More bushes. Now let's throw in some rocks for variety purposes. Okay. Rocks done. Let's throw in a few more trees. Those pine trees are pretty cool. I like them. Let's go with that. Yeah, it's now if you're driving by, it's definitely interesting, but if you're inside of the park, you're I wouldn't say fully immersed just yet, but we're getting there, right? It's not like a blank space and then you see cars driving by. Yeah. I really enjoy this tree, guys. I love the oak now. That's gonna be my favorite tree now. Surprised I hadn't seen that. Okie dokie. So, how about some color? Let's throw in those little flowers there. Give a little bit of accent. Yeah. It definitely ties in the area together. Love it, love it, love it. I love it. I'm in love with my park, guys. Okay. So how about we do something interesting here? This is plenty interesting. Fountain. Okay, so I did like kind of like a little path looping around the fountain here. So let's fix it so that it tightly hugs the area that's exposed towards, or that's kind of like a wall. I've never seen a fountain just like this before, that it would be flat on one side and then have like the other end well, pretty much exposed like that as a wall, but it looks pretty cool. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. All right, so a few more decoration here so that we can say that this area is close to being finished. I don't think we could ever call an area finished in City Skylines, right? There's always more decoration you can throw in. But I am happy with what I'm doing so far. Okay. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna throw in some flowers in here. Hopefully I'll be able to make it work. I'm concerned about the edges because the asset itself is, you know, kind of like square, so I don't know if it's gonna look, you know, weird and stuff. Huh, that turned out pretty nice. Let's check out the other end. Hopefully it'll wrap itself tightly and nice. Success. Success, guys. I don't know how I did it. I did it. I think it was more will than skill, to be honest with you. Beautiful. Okay, so going towards the other end of the park that's connected to the main avenue and those high density buildings, we're gonna place a picnic asset to kind of like give them a place that's relatively close for them to have lunch. I imagine that if you're in the avenue, you want to go to the park and have lunch. Well, here you go. And since we have this little cafe, we're gonna decorate this here as well. Let's see what we can do in this little slice, this little triangle of an empty area. Okay. Very good. We'll enclose that with bushes. Maybe we should change the yeah, there we go. Let's just go 2 meters. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and curve it around. Nice. Business as usual, some foliage here. And we should perhaps do a few rocks here and there. Maybe just one more. Nice. Alright, tree time now. Let's do one big tree. That one is cool. Let's do a few more smaller trees. Cool. Nice. Alright, so that's pretty much done. We don't have to overdo it. Alright, placing another, or squeezing in another asset here, kind of like another plaza. I'm gonna get the concrete path and make sure that it connects. Just like that. Nice. And I'm thinking that maybe on the other side we can run... Yeah, we can perhaps run a path through them, through those assets. And then have it connect some way somehow. Oh no! But let's do a short one and then another short one. Yeah, that worked out perfectly. Okay, so let's fill in a little bit of concrete here so that it looks pretty much wrapped up. And yeah, there we go. There we go. That's too much concrete though. Delete the concrete. Delete the concrete. There. That's fine. Okay, so we should get like the topiary trees and have them go all the way around. Very nice. There we go. So hopefully we won't struggle that much. Struggle we did, but we got a solution for everything, right? Alright, so let's just connect it in a straight line towards the entrance, the side entrance. Success. Okay, so just a few more trees here and there. I told you guys that I love the oaks now, so I'm gonna start using them more often. They're pretty cool. Pretty cool. Even the smaller ones. Look at that. That's beautiful. Beautiful. One more. Go. Alright, where can we place this? Just, you know, scatter them around. Scatter them around. Yeah. I like it. One more. Hey, you go there perfectly. Okay, so more trees, more variety. Okay. So this area is pretty much closed off in the back, and that's because we need nature to have its space as well, right? I imagine we would have like some sort of squirrels or bird nests So yeah, guys, let's not be mean. We gotta think about the nature life, right? The wildlife. So there we go. Very good. That's enough yellow, I think. Maybe one more? Nah. All right. Hey, level 4. Nicely done, team. Nicely done. Let's place in that acid right away, the one that we unblocked. It's the playground for kids, right? Where shall we put it? Well, we'll leave it here. Let's not complicate ourselves. We're working on this side. Okay, that's where that went. All right, guys. I'm glad I took the time to start working on the park. I'm really liking it so far. I hope that this serves as some sort of inspiration for your detailing, and if you have any tips, feel free to share. Let's have one last look at our park so far. Go ahead and relax, because on our next episode, we'll definitely be in trouble. Our city needs some major fixes, and we'll need to, you know, pretty much get them situated. So make sure to click on the video to find out if we actually were able to fend off our commerce and industry dependency. So until then, stay safe out there.